When I saw it, my initial response was, dude, what a huge mistake.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I thought it was funny. But if you're, right now we're in a point of the campaign where the people who've decided which side they're on are already decided. So that joke speaks to people that have already decided that they're going to vote for Trump. You actually don't do anything to help your side because right now you're trying to get the scraps of who's left in the middle.
Do you really think the middle is gonna
They're looking for any excuse to go one way or the other.
So,
right? That's why they're undecided.
That's the key phrase.
We are trying not to be racist. I swear we're not. But apparently, if you make racist jokes on a national stage, then you can get in trouble.
Oh.
The question is it appropriate and is timing of when you do that joke important?
No.
Because trending in the news right now as we speak is Kill Tony doing his comedian stand-up routine at Madison Square Garden at the Trump mega rally. And that's what it was. It was a Trump mega rally. I think they said 10 million people watched that rally.
Yes. Apparently with every single white supremacist known to man also.
And the news has been calling I don't know if I can say the N-word. There's two bad N-words apparently in this world.
Just call it National Socialism.
A National Socialist rally. That's what they've been calling it. And so he did this stand-up bit. And I think probably he got introduced because Joe Rogan, he was just on Joe Rogan. And then Joe Rogan's like, hey, do you be really funny if you had Kill Tony on there?
Yeah. Kill Tony has been going up and up, especially after his being the roast master during some of those epic roasts.
And he goes up on stage and he says, oh, there's an island somewhere and it's a dump filled with trash and it's called Puerto Rico. And then he said, Latinos don't know how to pull out. And it's supposed to be a joke. But
it's a crude joke.
But considering the context of what it was, which is the largest and most watched and viewed Trump rally in this entire season, was it inappropriate?
It was, I'll categorize it in three ways. It was a joke. It was a pretty gross and derogatory joke. And unfortunately, it inflamed the narrative that the mainstream media already had for this National Socialist rally. And so he stoked the flames of their already pre-themed out that this is going to be the epic end of the world and this is going to be the National Socialist Party making sure that everybody's racist, women don't matter, right? Only dude bros. So he did not help the cause, but it was probably, I'd say if I had to categorize it very simply, it was an ill-timed derogatory joke, but it was still funny though.
It's still funny. It's a joke. Maybe not the right place or time for that joke.
Well,
it's supposed to be a presidential political rally.
I just feel like my skin has just gotten so thick over many years, and here's my initial response. Why you butthurt? That was my initial response. Why you butthurt? It's a freaking joke. He's a roast master at one of the most vulgar shows that you could ever have where you're roasting other people for everything from their skin color to their sexuality to touching buttholes. Like, that's what a roast master does, is they are the vulgarity of vulgarity. That's just their job. So what did you expect?
But that's because you know who they are. If you are the Puerto Rican community, and you don't know who Kill Tony is because he's not a global name. He's just well known within the people.
He's well known now.
Well, yeah, he's well known within the people that know him.
Yeah.
But he's not global. So a lot of people don't have context on who he is. But can you imagine what Puerto Rican WhatsApp is like right now?
Oh man. If we had let's say one of the Asian guys, Asian comedians, like a Russell Peters. You know Russell Peters. So he's Indian Asian. He's still Asian. Asian. He's Southeast Asian.
Sure, Indian.
He's still within the
Agree
Asian.
to disagree. Indian.
Okay. Anyway, if he were to come out and start cracking jokes about Chinese, Korean moms and how, I would be dying. I would be dying. It's a joke. So when I saw these tweets on X saying, "Oh, all my Hispanic homies, did you see how get over yourself, you thin-skinned individual. Like, it's a joke. It's supposed to be a good time. Can't we crack jokes? Even maybe it's poor form. Maybe it's bad time. It's a political rally. Oh, so what? Can't we have a little bit of levity? What am I missing here, Matt? I just feel like people are getting butthurt for no reason, just looking for an excuse to scream to the skies that they are the socialist justice warriors of all time and that they're defending the rights of the poor, different colored folk. Like, brother, get over yourself.
If for 8 years you've been told that Trump is racist, Trump is racist, Trump is racist, MAGA is racist, and then in your WhatsApp group chat, which is probably, I bet you've got 1 billion views within the group chats, and they just take that joke, clip it, and be like, this is the opener to Trump's rally. They're going to be like, dude, we knew it.
But at an individual level, at a mind hive level, at a mass psychosis level, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, so frustrating, so upsetting that he would say such a thing. Were you personally offended when you heard that?
When I saw it, my initial response was, dude, what a huge mistake.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I thought it was funny, but if you're right now, we're in a point of the campaign where the people who've decided which side they're on are already decided. So that joke speaks to people that have already decided that they're going to vote for Trump. You actually don't do anything to help your side because right now you're trying to get the scraps of who's left in the middle.
Do you really think the middle is gonna?
They're looking for any excuse to go one way or the other.
So, okay.
Right? That's why they're undecided.
That's the key phrase. They're looking for an excuse. These
Correct.
Weak-minded middle ground people is what you're saying.
Or because people that are just not educated in the process.
Weak-minded people are always looking for excuse.
Maybe 20% or 15% of the people that vote actually follow politics. Meaning majority of Americans make their choice based on one thing.
Based on a news clip.
Just on one clip is all it takes. And you just gave them an excuse to go the other way.
Don't you think, though, the Latin demographic has been pretty saturated with conservative voices that have been promoting pretty heavily the Hispanic vote and taking on the Hispanic voice?
So Hispanic media is ultra liberal.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
So Univision, Telemundo are extremely left.
Yeah.
Meaning all the content that they see, all the news, all the politics news is extremely left.
Yeah.
So we see all this huge support for Trump, but the reality is that's a part of the English-speaking Hispanic market.
And that's our niche within our matrix.
Correct. It's a very niche market, actually.
Yeah.
The majority of Hispanics watch liberal media.
Which is crazy to me because culturally and historically, Hispanics have been conservative family models. Like, we can both agree on this, right? But and yet you'd think that based on the conservative family model, where you even have your grandparents living with you type of deal, like you would think that would bleed over into their politics.
What?
I heard, let me cut you off for a second. I heard that even the Latin community hates the word Latinx, which has been shoved upon them by the leftists as now a new social group that they can serve and manipulate, essentially.
It was pushed on the population that consumes regular media.
I don't think people are picking up on that term.
Majority of Hispanics don't consume regular mainstream media. So that actually never even reached them. They don't even care. They don't even hear about it. Because if Telemundo and Univision aren't talking about Latinx, which they're not, because they think it's stupid, it's actually not affecting them.
Fair enough.
So I think that's the problem. And I think, I get it. It's just a joke. Megyn Kelly had an interesting take. Can you pull that up, Will?
Megyn Kelly?
Megyn Kelly.
Let's see what is she butthurt about now?
She's always butthurt.
Golly.
It wasn't a Nazi rally. All that's nonsense. But I'm telling you, even for me, and I voted for Donald Trump last week, it was too brotastic. Okay? It was. You're trying to win an election in which you're hemorrhaging female voters.
No,
maybe when you present in front of hundreds, thousands at least, at Madison Square Garden, you clean up the bro talk just a little so you don't alienate women in the middle of America who are already on the fence about Republicans. Do they have no women advising their campaign? Is there no actual woman sitting behind the scenes, coming up with the guest lineup and saying, let's just have a word with the guys who are going to be speaking about this isn't the bar. This isn't their living room. This is a campaign. This is politics. We're trying to get him elected. We don't need to rally the base. It wasn't a Nazi rally. All that's nonsense.
2 ideas. Oh, I'll let you go first.
Well, I think she's whiny at times.
The news cycle must have been slow this day, if this is what she's arguing about.
Well, a lot of people are talking about it. It was the biggest rally ever.
I just think it's a whole bunch of nothing burger, man. I truly think it's all. And maybe if I can be really snarky, maybe one of the reasons why the Trump campaign's working is because they don't have women advisors.
Well, I think so.
Oh, man, is that going to get clipped, guys? Are you guys going to fry me? Come on, man. There's too much butthurt going around, bro.
I think in the comments, someone did say, this is why you need to repeal the 19th Amendment.
I'm not going that far, guys. I'm telling a joke that might be inopportune in timing. Oh, my goodness.
But I don't think she's wrong.
Really?
I think that in that space, this was a huge opportunity for him to come off really presidential. And we say that maybe it was a slow news day, but the reality is all the speakers and all the surrogates and all the influencers that went to Madison Square Garden for the event, the entire day, all they did was talk about how awesome it was. So they almost added more fuel because they can't go to the event and not say they were there because they want the clicks and views of being there. So even if you wanted to just kind of sweep it under the rug and say, hey, like not a big deal, they didn't make it possible because everyone did the whole media tour the day after to say, hey, look, let's talk about the MSG rally because I was there. Like, how do you ignore it? Well, when everyone's out there going, it was so great, I was there.
If you're a political pundit, then clearly you can't ignore it because it's part of prime time show and it's got a lot of clicks. But man, at the same time, she also used the word. She also, if you replay it back, she said, "This is politics." The political spectrum of being appropriate and being above board, all the way down to sleazy, slimy, illegal activity, is quite large. Megyn Kelly. So when you say, "Hey, this is politics," it's like. Politics means that we are literally knee deep, neck deep in slime and sludge of the swamp all the time. Isn't politics all about talking smack about each other and telling each other how they're terrible people? And I mean, come on.
The right needs to stop saying the word Nazi. They just need to stop doing it because they don't understand how word association works.
Why?
It's ridiculous because, okay.
Well, Nazi's been used for the last 20 years so heavily that doesn't mean anything anymore.
Okay. Back in the day, the slogan for Google was "Don't be evil."
Yeah, they ruined that.
If I say, "Don't think about an apple," what are you thinking about?
Yep, apples.
Exactly.
Green ones.
You say, "Hey, I'm not a Nazi." What are you thinking about?
I start thinking about you.
By saying that I am not, you are associating your name with that word. And not only that, they're like, oh, yeah, well, Kill Tony goes up there. Oh, I was told this is a Nazi rally. Ha ha. Okay. Now people who had no idea that people were saying that about it are going, oh, it's a Nazi rally?
Okay, well, okay.
The word association is so powerful, and the left uses that very well.
Why don't we co-opt it?
No, you can't because it's a negative word.
No, it's not.
It's a negative word.
What if we make it a good word?
You can't. It's too late.
You don't think we can make Nazi a good word?
No. Okay. So for Kamala,
I think we can make it a good word.
For Kamala, what they did was
what if I just start saying every day I'm a Nazi? Do you think?
No, you can't do it because it doesn't work.
Because people wouldn't believe me. They would look at you and say, "Peter, you're not a Nazi. I'm a good Nazi."
No, when they see you, they say, "This guy talks about Nazis a lot."
No, he talks.
It's a word correlation. You can't escape it. So if you were to say, for example, in the summer,
I'm a good Nazi.
They said that in the summer it was brat summer.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
And then every once in a while they'll say, "Oh, Kamala's brat," and then they say brat summer, brat summer, brat summer, brat summer 10 times, and one time they say Kamala's brat. All of a sudden, when they hear brat summer, they think Kamala. That's how word association works. They use that so well because when the girls are doing TikTok and talking about Brad Summer, everyone intuitively and maybe even unknowingly, same thing, realizes that that's talking about Kamala.
Sounds like you've been reading the playbook of the Mockingbird, the CIA Mockingbird program. Of
Exactly.
Word association.
The game has been laid, and they've told us how that can be weaponized.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they try to do that with Trump and saying, that's a Nazi rally, that's a Nazi rally. And the idiots on the right don't understand what they're doing. And they say, oh, this is a Nazi rally. Stop saying the fucking word.
Yeah, because they're useful idiots, right?
Because you are actually helping them, not countering them. And then you go out and you do racist jokes. It's like, dude, I get it, it's a joke. But you are literally fueling them. They just played you.
You know, you make a logical argument there.
I think it's a huge mistake. I think the right should stop saying the word Nazi.
I'm going to start saying good Nazi from now on.
I don't think it makes a difference.
It's just going to be my thing. So in 20 years, when people look back and say, where did this good Nazi thing start from? They're going to say, oh my gosh, there was this guy on the Matt Kim podcast, this nobody, because Matt Kim was somebody, and he started saying good Nazi, and he said it for 20 years, and he never quit. Now it's a good word.
People are so worried about chasing and reacting to existing news that no one is sitting back, taking a look from a large perspective and go, maybe we should stop telling people stop using that word. Maybe we should not do racist jokes when they say that we're racist. It's not good enough to own it. This is a situation, especially in a political rally, where you say,
I see what you're going.
Stick to policy.
So if we were to go into the faith model arena of this, it would be turn the other cheek, be the better man, don't lower yourself to their slime and sludge, always be above board, be without blemish. Is that what you're saying? Be a better class of politician is what you're saying.
I think this political rally was the most watched rally ever.
It was. It has a lot of it.
For a lot of people, this is the very first rally they've ever watched.
Well, we are in the Weimar Republic.
And if that's true, they could have used this as an opportunity to take their huge spotlight and spotlight it on something that people actually care about instead of spotlighting it to try to counter narrative, something that people actually don't care about. Missed opportunity, I think.
Well, Mr. Trump, if you're looking for an Asian American political advisor, you can find no better than Matt Kim from the Matt Kim podcast.
No interest.
For the low fee of only $1 million a week.